What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol MMAT for Metamaterials Inc. On the left-hand side, we are looking at the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First thing to point out is that this is in a very clear downtrend from the daily perspective, and now we're just sort of consolidating and going sideways now that we've kind of based out here after falling off of the recent highs all the way up there, plus $20. So that being said, not looking the greatest from the daily perspective. If we just map out obvious areas of support and resistance here, I would also point out, we're starting to violate a very, noteworthy area of support simply because we had a double bottom in here, bounced a bit, came back in, bounced a bit, offered perfect support on that Tuesday session, and now we've closed weak underneath. So that to me is a first sign of, major weakness, giving up a critical area of daily support. I'd also like to just flip over to the 30-minute time frame at this point to simply outline this resistance trend line, which is clearly in place from the highs, just dragging it down. You can see that we get a number of touches here. So anchor way up here at that wick, touch 1, 2, and 3 here. Any sort of retest of 319 could be met with resistance from that resistance trend line as well, depending on the time of week and when that ultimately starts to happen. To the upside after that, I'd argue $3.25, $3.28 rather, right around that area in here, if I just grab the other tool for a moment, is going to offer resistance. So overhead, there's really not a whole lot of wiggle room to move higher here without running into power lines, as we'd call it, up above. So the long-sided trade here is not one that I would really advise. If you've been long, maybe it's time to reevaluate if you could put your money to use better in other places. I'd also point out that from the daily perspective, underneath us, our target, since we have broken that critical area, is down below here at $2.67. If we get down there, then yeah, maybe you start to reevaluate the chart. If we start to print any sort of reversal candles from the daily perspective or 30-minute inverted head and shoulders, say we come down, do something like this, pierce it, come back up, boom, you just take the break over the neckline there for a nice little day trade if this happens on the 30-minute perspective, that is. So for now, just pointing out, again, not the greatest looking chart from this daily time frame perspective, the 30-minute perspective, even closing underneath that 319. You have a couple of critical areas mapped out for you. It's just not something I would overly advise anyone to get long on here. I'll give you one more resistance to the upside that I'm seeing from this 30-minute perspective, and it's right here at $3.42. A lot of price history around their prior support. Then it acted as resistance once we got below, support back above, sort of chopped around it here, support, resistance, so on and so forth. So a lot of history around that number right there. Keep that on your radar if there's any sort of reversal. But again, based on everything we've just discussed, it's likely we go lower first. So if you enjoyed the video or learned anything new, let me know down below in the comments section or by simply leaving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked down below in the description. And all of that being said, we wish you a green trading week.